Whether you have a dryland program or you're looking to introduce one into your routine, you have to not make these mistakes. These are things that I see all the time, and they're the biggest things holding swimmers back. You don't want your dryland to be making you worse, which so many swimmers make these mistakes, and their dryland program is actually just making them tired and not actually making them any better in the pool, so it becomes worse than a waste of time. So in this video, I'm going to tell you what not to do, and then I'm going to help you out with what to do at the end of the video. I've worked with thousands of swimmers, from age groupers to master swimmers to Olympians like Chad Leclos and Max Litchfield, and I've helped all of these swimmers go PBs just by introducing a minimalistic, proper strength training program. And obviously the programs are good, but one of the biggest benefits that people notice is just by getting rid of the nonsense actually is maybe one of the bigger factors in why they start improving. So if you're a serious swimmer and you want to swim fast, the first thing to look at if you already have a dryland program is to get rid of the stuff that is just making you tired, rid of the stuff that isn't making you any better, because it matters what is in your program. Every rep has a cost, right? So everything that you do has to be useful, has to be making you faster with as little cost as possible. And unfortunately, today, all the dryland programs out there, all the strength training programs, or even lack of them, almost all of them make some version of these mistakes in this video. So let's get into it. The first mistake is treating dryland like swimming. If you're trying to mimic swimming movements on land, you are missing the point. Land training is not specific. It is not specific training. We are building the base, the foundation of you as a human being. The specific stuff comes in the pool. And this is why I have a big problem with like VASA trainers and stuff. It's because anything that you can do on land, you can do more specifically in the pool. If you're trying to do a freestyle pull movement on land, it's completely different. Your brain's going to register that movement completely differently to when you're in the water and you've got all the forces of hydrodynamics are holding your body in different areas. You're responding to the water differently. It's a completely different skill. So if you want to add resistance to swimming specific movements, stick some paddles on, stick some chutes on, put a bungee on, because at least you're in the water there and your whole body is responding to the same movement. That's specific training. But when you're on land, it's completely different. It's a completely different skill. And oftentimes when people try to mimic swimming movements on land, their movements in the water actually end up just getting worse because their brain is just confused about the mechanics of the movement. Should I do it the way that we do it on land? Because actually my body responds really differently to when I do it in the water, because you've got the water there, you've got the buoyancy, you've got the air in your lungs. It's completely different. And the other thing is you're already getting that stuff in the pool. Outside of the pool, we want to build things that you can't in the pool. You want to build strength, mobility, power, flexibility. And if you're doing like freestyle swimming or butterfly swimming on land, it's a really bad exercise for developing strength. They're really bad exercise for developing mobility, really bad for developing power. So you're getting the worst of both worlds and just making yourself worse. So remember, land training is there to support your swimming, to build that foundation so that your swimming can become better. But to do that, you don't have to imitate what you're doing. Outside of the pool, you want to focus on becoming a better mover, getting stronger, being able to do more things with your body. And then you get in the pool and express it in the specific skill. Leave swimming to the pool, leave strength training to the gym. Okay, mistake number 2 is focusing on volume over quality. And again, this goes to loads of swim coaches do this, loads of swimmers do this. They go into the gym with the swimmer mindset of doing more is better. And back to the previous point before, when we're outside of the gym, we want to improve things in a way that we can't in the pool. And the cool part is to build strength and power, we don't need to do a whole lot. What we need is we need the quality, we need the focus, we need the intensity there. And if you're focused on doing loads and loads of things, it's really hard to bring your focus to the things that really matter, which is the quality and the intensity that you're doing this stuff with. You will get way more out of one set with proper focus, proper intention, than you will out of doing 100 sets of kind of half-assed, just trying to save yourself for the end. And people really massively, especially swimmers, underestimate how much you can get out of how little you can do in the gym. It's like your first 1 or 2 sets is where you get 80 to 90% of the gains and you get 5 or 10% of the fatigue. Whereas when you get into the 3rd set, 4th set, 5th set, you're getting these tiny improvements in gains, if any, but you are stacking on the fatigue. And that is the part that most swimmers really fail in, is it's not because they're necessarily doing bad stuff or because they're not doing enough. It's actually because they're just doing too much. So they're just too tired. So they're not recovering from what they are actually doing. Either that, or they're doing so much that they can't actually focus and put any good intention into the sets that they are doing. And fair enough, when you start swimming, when you're at the start of your swimming career, yeah, you need to get the reps in the pool to actually understand the water. You need to spend a bit of time in the pool. But in the gym, these movements are really basic. They're nowhere near as complicated as they are in the pool. They're not as hard to learn, they're slower, and you can get so much out of doing so little. You have to remember, we have to get in our heads that fatigue and being tired and feeling the burn is not the goal of training. Maybe it is if you're like, you know, in an adult class and you're just there to get fit, or you're not even get fit. You're there to feel like you did something. If you're a proper athlete, if you're a serious swimmer, you're there to get better. You're there to get faster in the pool, in competitions when it matters. So doing as little as possible to get the maximum results so that you can recover maximally and keep progressing forward is absolutely essential. Mistake number 3 is just ignoring those extra bits that aren't strength training, the explosiveness, the mobility stuff. In our programs, we do things in a really bang for your buck way so that we're working on multiple things at the same time. We implement explosive stuff into our warm-up. We add in mobility with our strength work. And it doesn't mean that you have to spend ages on these things. They don't need ages if you do them properly, and if you do them in a way where it's integrated in your workout, you can still get this stuff in such a small amount of time when you do it the right way. But what a lot of people do is they go into the gym with one focus in mind. It's like, today I'm just gonna get strong. I'm just gonna get my squat up, or today I'm gonna get my bench press up. But when you focus on this one little thing, you miss the whole point. I've seen it time and time again where people get their squat up, they get their deadlift up and their bench press, and they're so much stronger, and they come to me and they say, why is my swimming not getting any better? I got so much stronger. And I'm like, yeah, you got stronger at powerlifting. You got better at the skill of powerlifting, but you didn't get actually stronger in a way that's actually relevant to the pool. And if you want that holistic athletic quality, you have to make sure that you're getting the stuff in and training your weak links. Like, if you are super strong, super mobile, and you're missing explosiveness, keep all of that stuff in and focus on the explosiveness. If you are super tight, but you're super strong, then you want to build strength in those extra ranges that you don't have access to. You want to bring up those weak links, but you still want to train everything all at the same time because it's all important to either develop or maintain. And this is the problem with going to like a yoga class or following a bodybuilding program, is because they have one thing in mind: get better at yoga, get better at bodybuilding, get better at powerlifting. Whereas if you want anything to transfer into the pool, you have to build yourself as a well-rounded, holistic athlete that has all of these qualities from all of these different areas all at the same time. And usually what people do is they skip the things that they suck at. And that's why we've built the memberships the way we have. If you're interested in joining a membership, go down to the description and check out the different memberships we have. But all of the memberships have a progressive phase. So you start with the stuff that's basic. You start with understanding how to actually focus and how to actually do strength training properly. And then we gradually add in these other parts as you get more competent, as you get stronger, as you get more mobile. We start to open things up and challenge you more and more as you go. And that's really, really important if you actually want to keep progressing. And part of the reason why it works is because we get you to do stuff that you're going to suck at. We're going to get you to do stuff that you wouldn't do on your own, that you wouldn't know to do on your own. So if you're serious about swimming, go check that link out and join us up, and I'll see you inside of the membership. Mistake number 4 is core training. Doing, Russian twists, crunches, planks, and just doing these for ages and ages, going for the burn without finding a way to actually progress this stuff. If you did 300 crunches today and you did 300 crunches next week, you did 300 crunches the week after, how do you know that your core actually got any stronger? Because I'll tell you, in a year from now, you'll be doing 300 crunches and you will be at exactly the same level with your core training. If you are training the core directly, you need to do it in ways that you can actually progress, that you can see if you're actually getting better. And I recommend that you would do this with heavy weights. Again, stuff that's actually going to improve your mobility, lifting through a full range of motion, using a weight that's actually challenging your strength and not just getting you to feel the burn and feel like that sick feeling in your stomach. Because what ends up happening, and the people that ask me most about the training for my core, how do I get my core stronger, are the people that tend to do the most core training. And it's because the core training that they're doing is actually not making their core stronger, not making their body more efficient. They do so much of this stuff where they lock their core down and they tighten everything up so they can feel the burn. But all that does is teaches your core to lock down and tighten up, reducing mobility everywhere in your body. That's why in our memberships, when people do our neuro primer and we get the spine bending and opening up and basically spine mobility, we're undoing all the work from all those crunches and all those movements that really like lock your core down, just so it can relax and open up. Because if you're so locked down all the time, you can't move properly. And when you're locked down all the time, yes, you're going to feel your core more, and your core will become a limiting factor. But the people with the most efficient techniques, the people with the best cores, are the ones who don't feel their core, because their core can relax and allow their body to groove and move through all the strokes. So the number one thing that most swimmers who have been overdoing core training, what you need to do is get your core to relax above anything else, and you'll see your technique improve, you'll see your efficiency improve, you'll see your endurance improve. And it's just another example of what something feels like doesn't necessarily mean it's getting you the result. Focus on results rather than fatigue and burn and pain. Mistake number 5 is not having a plan that you can trust, and not having something that gets you turning up over and over again and doing things that don't make you tired, things that actually get you stronger week on week. So you have something to look forward to. You can see yourself getting stronger because the numbers are going up. You're feeling better in the pool because you're sticking to the plan. And it's a plan that makes sense, a plan that works, a plan that you can trust in. If you go into the gym and you've watched 20 different YouTube videos in the last few weeks, and you're always trying something new out, and you're always questioning, is this good? Is this the right amount of reps? Is this how I do this? And then you're looking at the short term because you did one workout and then that made you feel a certain way. So you're like, okay, that's rubbish. And you're constantly second guessing yourself. So you're not actually doing anything for a long period of time. Then you have to invest. If you're serious about swimming, you have to invest in actually the time you're putting in, because you can spend thousands of dollars over a few years of swimming. You spend thousands of dollars on pool time, on coaching, on swimsuits, on going to meets, on traveling to meets. And on top of that, all the time that you're putting in, all the effort you're putting in. And one of the biggest pieces, your strength training, that can, yes, make or break your whole swimming career if done properly or done incorrectly. If you are willing to invest all of that other stuff, but you miss out this one tiny little part that has a big impact on everything else, then I would ask you where your priorities are. Don't waste all that other effort you're putting in, all the money you're putting in to get this goal that you want, to become this person you want to be, and then not put in the extra money or the extra investment or the extra little bit of time, because it doesn't take that much time. And in fact, it's going to make you need to do that other stuff less. We've had so many swimmers go through our programs who have reduced their swimming time in half and actually gotten much faster. It's like spending so much money, spending so much time building the chassis of the car, getting the bonnet, super hydrodynamic, spending all time on the steering wheel, and then not pumping up your tires. Strength training is the tires. It's the pumping up of your tires, maintaining that stuff that could hold you back massively, but that doesn't take that much investment. So my biggest piece of advice is to find someone that you trust and let them be in charge of your strength program. When you're picking someone, make sure that when you start the program, the emphasis is on consistency. To make big changes in swimming, you have to do it for a long time. In training, in any kind of training, you have to be doing it for a while to see the results. Make sure it's progressive. Make sure there's evidence that you're getting stronger, that you're getting better week on week, and make sure it doesn't suck. Make sure it doesn't make you feel super sore, super tired. Any program that you do properly with strength training is going to make you sore for a few weeks. But after those first few weeks, you should feel better after having been in the gym. You should feel more activated for your swim session. And it should be easy to come back once you've created that habit. And when you get yourself feeling better, you're moving better, you're stronger, you're more resilient, your joints feel better. Just that feeling of feeling better more of the time is going to have a massive impact on your swimming and a massive impact on the rest of your life. It's going to give you this confidence, and it's going to give you this kind of hope. You're going to almost forget about the results for a while because you just are enjoying the training. You're enjoying feeling good. You're enjoying feeling fast and being able to do stuff that you couldn't do before. Now, if you're new to all this, go to the description below and download my easy strength template for swimmers. I'll give you a really simple, basic template that you can just plug things in. And the cool thing about this workout is you can do it as often as you want. You can do it 2 times a week. You can do it 5 times a week. And it's something that you can progress. You can see yourself getting better. I show you exactly how hard to work on every single set. And the whole thing that you can just repeat over and over again, and you'll still get results for, probably if you're new to this, you're going to get much better results than anything you've been doing before. And the whole workout only lasts less than 30 minutes. It's the best place to start. It's super bang for your buck. And it's gonna start teaching you the right things, and it's gonna start teaching you how to feel and how to do programs properly. But if you're ready to take the full step and actually properly invest in your training, then click the memberships link below. That's where we have a full online community. We progress you in phases through, well, your first year and onward. Every 3 weeks, you're uploading something slightly different. You're getting new workouts that are gonna keep you engaged, getting stronger, and having that training actually transfer and make you feel better and get better results in the pool and in competitions. Thanks for watching. Check out some of our other videos and stop grinding, start thriving.